Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It's Hillary and Deb for the Ready, Set, Grow show. And Deb is coming to us live from
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
woo, Deb's on vacation. So we're just taking a few 15 minutes out of her vacation for her
It's
to
worth it.
join.
Y'all are
Yes,
worth it.
yes. And we love it. We love it. We love it. And today, what we're talking about is how to maximize that time that you have with your mentor. And we're kind of going to take a step back and even ask that question, why even have a mentor? And this throws me back just as we were chatting before we came on. Something popped into my mind about why we need mentors anyway. And a lot of people, they get to adulthood and they start their business and they forget that they never learned their ABCs on their own. They didn't learn how to count on their own.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we think we could run a business on our own, all right? I was just thinking of that. And, so Debbie, this is like, what do you think about, mentors?
That's a good connotation that you just used. I have had mentors for a while, and what they have helped me with is like James Melanchak in our last challenge. He said it helps collapse time for us. Why? Blah blah blah.
Too much sun, too much sun.
Yeah, yeah. Why hassle through the struggle yourself when you can tap into somebody else's experience? And, they've already gone through it. So tap them. It will collapse time for you. And it's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I so much, especially when I brought my business online, man, did I need mentors then because I knew this much online stuff. And so if you are trying to do particularly a business by yourself, well,
Yeah.
think twice.
Think twice. Yeah, because I remember another analogy that James was talking about, where he looked at the adults who had I think it was being a doctor, right, or all the training that they went through to become a doctor, and then that doctor decides, what, I want to go into real estate. Or I think it was his own personal thing, yes, because he wanted to go into real estate, right, and he went looking for different people who could teach him how to do real estate. And he didn't make the assumption that, well, I've been in business for 17 years, I'll know how to do real estate. No, he didn't make that. And this is, James Malshak. So one of the things that we always have to be mindful of is our mentors, they've walked the walk, they've done where they've walked the path that we want to follow. But one of the things is you need to be strategic with your mentors. All right. And I'm not saying that they don't have, they want to help you get there as quickly as possible. And what we're going to share with you are some, I wouldn't say questions, but they're like statements that help you check your progress so that you can get the feedback. And one of the things that I remember in my digital marketing mentorship program that I was a part of, the biggest thing that they said that leaders don't like is when people don't take action. They ask questions without having taken the action, right? So you're asking questions, what will happen if this happens on my social media? What happens if, but nothing has been done on their social media yet. These statements or questions that we're laying out here today, they actually force you to get into action, because you can't ask the questions or you can't even propose it to your mentor if you haven't done anything yet. And that's what I like about them, right? So one of the first things that your mentor trains you, they speak to you, one of the first things you want to do is confirm what they said. So the
Mhm.
formula is, this is what you said. You're looking at your mentor and you're saying, okay, this is what you said, and they will confirm to you, yes, that's what I said to do, blah blah blah. The next thing you confirm to them is, well, this is what I learned. All right. So sometimes, and the way this goes is kind of like almost like a teaching. teachers, they do this in a sense. They ask the child the question, this is what I taught, and then the teacher asks the question, so what did you learn, right? In this type of reciprocal way. So it's confirming what was said and then confirming what was learned. And I don't know if you have any examples of what we've been going through since July. Actually, I think July was the first launch. Any mentoring examples that you've had that could kind of demonstrate that.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but what I would like to tell you is an example that James used.
Okay.
And he was talking with Anthony Hopkins, who is an Oscar-winning actor, awesome guy. And he just said, so you just kind of do this thing yourself. You don't have any coaches anymore, correct? And he said, well, I have 7.
Yeah.
And that's not exactly how James phrased it, because I'm trying to think if he said, so you had an acting coach. And
Yes.
he said, no, I have 7. James about fell off of his chair. And he said, 7? He said, but you are so, accomplished and everything. He said, why do you think I'm accomplished? I have, when he's on stage, he has a coach that helps him throw his voice, so to say, because on stage it's a wide opening. And then he has a coach when he's doing a movie, because he has to keep it down lower, so to say.
Mhm.
And I mean, 7 coaches, and same with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a great basketball player, and Michael was great. He attributes it to his coaches, and they would tweak what he knew, but he would not recognize.
Right.
It's kind of like when you're looking for something, you look right over it. And I use this as an example for me. I look right over it. I can't find it. And so what the coaches would do with Michael is just tweak. Michael, just move your hip a quarter of an inch and then slide. Or you're using your palm instead of your fingertips, and little things like that. And so that's what a mentor has done for me, as far as teaching me how to work my way around the internet.
Exactly.
Holy cow, and so anyway, and I love it because I'm teaching people now. I have a team, and a couple of them are not quite as savvy yet, and so I can teach them, and it's like, it just gives me the confidence to know that I know it and I can teach it.
And you can teach it. Exactly. Yes. So, and that is the thing where mentors will always be teaching, and you always want to confirm, all right, with your mentor what you learned. So this is what you said. That's the first. I don't want to say question. This is what you said. And this is what I learned. You confirm with them so that mentors help you see what you can't see. All right. And that's very important. The next thing is you want to let them know this is what I did. And no mentor could help you correct anything if you don't show them what you did.
Right. And I have to go back to my learning online. I would, technically, you know what I'm struggling with now? Are the little simple things. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't find this. Duh, it's right here. It's the harder things that I seem to be able to carry on with. And it's like, okay. But these questions are, I can say something to you. I can say something to Hillary. And unless I hear you say it back to me, no, that's not exactly what I said. We have to listen, obviously, with our ears. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. But sometimes even when we listen with 2 ears, we hear something a little different than what the person, the coach, the mentor actually said to us. And that's why we reaffirm back and forth, confirm what they said, and this is what I learned.
this is what I learned. And then this is what I did. So,
Yes.
especially in the digital marketing space, a lot of people would ask the question, what should I do? So, I'm just going to use the example advertising, Facebook advertising. Everybody always has a question around Facebook advertising. So, when you say, well, let me see your ad, they're like, oh, I haven't run one yet. And we're like, okay, so what's your question? All right. It's like you haven't run a Facebook ad yet, but you have a question about a Facebook ad. So, biggest pet peeve of every mentor that I've ever come across is you're asking me questions about something you haven't even tried yet.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And kind of, sort of, what that says is you're waiting for perfection, and perfection
Yeah,
never happens.
never
You've got to
happened.
take action. And yes, we fall down, but that's how we learn, because on all of those fall downs is next to it is success.
It's success, it's a lesson, right? So, after you've told them this is what I did, then you have the ability to ask, did I do it right? Okay. So it's definitely taking what they've learned, confirming what you've gotten from them, all right? Taking it into action and showing them, hey, this is what I did. Did I do it right? All right? Did I do what you told me to do? And then the last question is, can I ask you more questions? Right?
Right.
That's the basic formula. But the crux of a mentoring relationship comes with you taking action.
Yeah.
You're not going to move forward if you don't take some sort of action. And it's
Yeah.
not that you're as we said in the beginning, one thing that James Malchuk said is you're buying time when you work with a mentor. You're
Right.
buying time when you're working with a coach because they've walked the path. So they're going to tell you what they've done, but you still have to go and do it.
Hmm.
And then you got to get back to them and say, did I do it right? Okay. That's really important.
And you have to invest in yourself.
Mhm.
That's how you learn, by
Yeah.
investing in yourself. And James taught us we didn't spend $10 on a book, a personal growth book. We invested in ourselves. We didn't spend $1,000 on a mentor. We
Yeah.
invested in ourselves. So
So the
that was
question
the
of
cool.
yes,
Yeah.
that was a cool because I love it because when people now ask me what's the cost, I'm like, okay, it's not a cost, it's an investment,
Right.
right? Because what it's going to cost you is what you're not going to get out of it. That's the real cost, right? What you're leaving
Hmm.
behind is the real cost, right? Any book, Think and Grow Rich, as you said, you don't buy a book, you invest, especially if it's going to pour into you and make you a better person. That's an investment. And no better investment than to invest in yourself.
That's very true. Very true. In just
Yeah,
about everything in life.
yes, definitely. So just to put a bow on this, so basically those five, I don't want to call them statements, but questions, all right? To summarize, you're gonna ask your mentors when you invest in a mentor, you're gonna ask them, this is what you said, this is what I learned, this is what I did. Did I do it right? Can I ask you more questions? And with that formula going back and forth with your mentor, you will most definitely see success. All
Yeah.
right. So have a great rest of your evening. I know Deb is going to find a beach really close and like
Right out
Ali does,
there.
like congratulating. Yeah, like I love that Ali uses is like the congratulating. Yeah, I love that you're there, but I just wish I couldn't because our beaches are closed. Okay, thank you. I've
Oh,
never appreciated our island as much as during this time with our beaches closed.
and that's the thing. COVID is nasty. As a nurse, it has done some horrific things to a lot of people, including death. But it's done a lot of good things too. It's helped a lot of people grow in a different way,
Wait,
see something in a different light. So
yeah,
But you're right. It's like congratulate, congratulate.
Congratulations.
And see, I have to tell you, as a Catholic, that word hate was pounded into me. No, 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 you don't hate, you don't hate, you don't hate. So even now at my age, when I hear that word, I'm like, no, I can't say that word.
Oh gosh, I know what you mean. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for those who joined live, and for those joining the replay. Drop a hashtag replay, and if you're about to invest in a mentor, let us know in the comments below. Have a
Yes.
great day. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.